Okay, we have just studied what is a universal set. It has now we're going to see what's a complement set. A set, you remember that when you're studying a universal set, it has all the elements that you're considering, and like inside the universal set, there can be another set, okay, that has some of the elements. For example, in this example, E is a universal set containing all integers number higher or equal than 1 and less than 13. The example that we have just seen. So this is the universal set. You define the set A with its numbers, with its elements, and then a complement, the rest of the elements that are in the universal set but not in A are can be defined in another set. For example, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 12 are not in set A, but are in the set universal. So if you want to define a new set, but with those elements, for the elements that are not originally in A, then the complement of A are those numbers. The complements are the values that are in the universal set, but are not in A. Okay, so are the numbers that are like missing A to have all the elements of the universal set. Okay, so the elements that are not in A, those define the complement of A, and you use this symbol like a little comma. Okay, so that is the complement of a set. It's written with that symbol to represent that is the complement of A. Okay, so a complement of a set are the values that are not in the set corresponding but are in the universal set. Let's continue. Now we're going to study unions and intersection of sets. What is a union? The union of two sets, A and B, is another set, is a new set. So this is important. Choose the union of two sets. They define a new set, another set, with all the elements that are in A and all the elements that are in B. It's like you sum all the values, and you use that symbol like a U. As an example, if you have the set A defined with these elements, and you have the set B defined by those elements, then the union of both sets is this one. But always you have to keep in mind that the elements can or can't be repeated. For you to answer, the elements can be repeated, so those elements that are repeated, you only put it once. You only put once. You have two threes, you only use the element 3, and if you have those arrobas, you just use, you don't repeat the elements. So that's a union. The union of two sets is a new set with all the elements of A and B, and the elements that are repeated, you just put them once, write them once, okay? So that's the union. The intersection of both sets of A and B is also a set, is also a new set, with all the elements that are both in A and B. You have this symbol, set example, you have again these examples of the set, and then you have to study, well, let's see which elements are repeated. In this case, number 3 is repeated and arroba is repeated. So the elements that are both in A and B define a new set that is arroba and 3. How do you know it's a set? Because you have an equal, you have a curly brackets, and the different elements inside the sets are separated by a comma. Okay, so we have seen what's a union. A union, you don't repeat the elements, or all the elements of A and B, but you don't repeat them. The intersection, that is a new set with only the elements that are repeated. That's what they have in common. Okay, I give you some time to write this down. Okay, give you some time to write, sorry, this down. you want, you can pause the video. Just wait for it. We give some time.